episode 183 of the EriDan Film
183.
Festival. You know, we had some new lowest ranked movies that I could have added to that intro, but next week we will have a new intro for season 6.
Wow.
What?
Very exciting.
It is very exciting. Here we are, last episode of 2023. Eric Schiemer, Dan Rosenberg here with friends and family to discuss movies. Our last end of the holiday movie season.
This is it. And we do have a few suggestions and some different ways we'll be picking movies that you and I discussed.
We might make a tweak here or there.
A couple little tweaks. You and I also are picking.
Dan and I will be choosing the movies for next week. So I know the excitement is palpable. I can tell everybody is so anxious to hear what movies we might have chosen. So this is going to be an exciting night as we wrap up the holidays. We want you to join us. If you've not ever had a chance to do that before, it's at eridanlive.com. And you can, come on and tell us what holiday movie you think we should have done instead of these two, the last two that we've done.
Start stacking them up for next year.
It's true.
Also, are we doing the Effie Awards this year? Will we be doing those in the next few weeks?
I have no idea. Sure. I haven't thought about it.
All right.
Sure.
The good thing is,
let's do that too.
As our final show of 2023, you can be a guest on the show.
Yes.
You just go to eridanlive.com.
You should be a guest on the show. This is if you've been waiting, this is your last chance in 2023 to do this, right? I mean, you missed this chance, and who knows what 2024 will bring. So let's bring some people in, shall we? Riders on the Storm. Hey, it's the Riders. So glad you could join us tonight. Stacy and Wade.
Wade's got some EriDan merch.
Right up your alley.
What? What'd you say?
Like these are going to be new Rider traditions in your house. Is watching these.
No.
Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Well, I look forward to hearing what your thoughts were.
Yeah.
Yeah. And who you're going to blame. Primarily. Brian.
Which one did you
I am
pick?
to blame.
You are to blame.
Which one did you pick, Brian?
Christmas Prince.
Oh my!
I believe it was.
I could hear her eyes roll.
I believe it was Howard Jones who said, "No one is to blame."
Oh,
okay.
No, I think Brian's to blame.
Wasn't that a Howard Jones song?
That would be no one to blame. Yes, that is correct. But this one actually is Brian's fault.
And the other one is someone else's fault.
It is true. And let's bring him in.
I'm sorry, Dave. This conversation can serve no purpose anymore.
I'm on a Chromebook, so excuse the interesting video.
Wow.
Oh,
The quote that immediately came to mind to me is from Papillon, where Dustin Hoffman's character says, "Blame is for God and small children."
Wow. That's dark.
And Brian in this case.
And Dave is here on his birthday eve.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Sure.
Sure.
Commitment.
So we can celebrate that later.
It's a little too bright. That's a little better.
Oh, that's a little better.
There you go.
Absolutely. But before we celebrate Dave's birthday, we should bring in one more person. Amanda's here.
Now, Adam is saying he can't get the link to load, but he's obviously on the.
I couldn't either. I got the link to load that Eric posted, but I couldn't get the redirect links to load.
Did I post a link? I have no idea what's going on.
Somebody did.
I posted
Brian
one.
posted a link, yeah.
Brian, somebody posted one. I didn't know who it was.
Ah,
Sorry, I'm
Adam,
blaming
you're the
you.
one in the-
It's all right.
Yes.
He's gonna be blamed a lot, I guess.
I'm ready to be blamed for that.
I'm down for it. I'm ready for this. I'm excited.
You're excited. Well, and I know who's the most excited. In the beginning, there was Oscar the Grouch.
He got the link to load.
The movies are so bad that Adam had to come to rip them in person.
As my voice will be heard.
Well, and this is also the annual Christmas party for EriDan, so it's good to have you.
Okay.
And it's Dave's birthday party.
No, it's not.
You sure?
This is a
I'm quite sure.
I do have a little something special to play for Dave's birthday.
Oh my!
Yay!
And hopefully this doesn't
Yeah,
get.
it's not going to be me fighting with a giant plush banana.
With a giant banana, you guessed. Oh, here we go.
Oh no, is it who I think it is?
At first I was afraid. I felt so adrift when I heard it was your birthday and I had no gift. But then genius struck. I grabbed a pen. It didn't take me long to make a check out to my lyricist to write this heartfelt song. Our cake is fine. And ice cream's great. But your 62nd birthday calls for Marty on a plate. Was gonna put your name in lights so big it fills up the marquee. But I'm afraid it's in my contract that top billing goes to me. Looks great, Dave. Come on now, blow! Ow! Wow! You made a wish now, and may your wishing make it so. I can't give up birthday spankings, and I don't mean to be a Grinch, but I'd be canceled in a heartbeat for a pinch to grow an inch. So cheers to you! Your birthday is here. Now just get set, cause I would bet you're in for a totally decent year, I must say. I'll send all my showbiz love to you, the one I'm most proud of. Is that a tear? Can't be more clear. Your birthday's here. Happy birthday, Dave.
There you go.
Wow.
Reminds me when Craig Ferguson used to do things like "Happy birthday, Dave." You know, it always.
Here's to you, Dave.
Exactly. You know. You sit in a room all day saying different names into a mic.
It's great to be here on your local affiliate.
That was pretty well matched up, though.
It was.
Yeah.
It's actually they're very well done. Actually, there's a website.
Well, thank you, Eric.
Yes, well, of course. I couldn't miss. I couldn't miss the opportunity. So.
I thought you'd get him a George Santos cameo, but that's okay.
Well, they went up to $500. So.
I know they're too expensive now.
Still, you never know. So where do we want to start on this evening between Brian and Dave's movies?
Hey, I'm going to close my eyes, and whichever one shows up big first. Oh wait, that's me. Okay.
Okay,
Brian gets to go first.
That's official.
All right.
Here we are. A Christmas Prince, not the Christmas Prince. A Christmas Prince from 2017. Rose McIver and Ben Lamb in this, I don't know, directed movie. I have no idea. Did anybody write this? The critics at a 73%, the audience at a 48%. A Netflix movie. So no,
and that's generous.
Around Brian.
That's a pretty good spread.
Trying to defend your position all week. Tell us why you chose this movie.
I one time when it like first came out, I was asked to watch it, and I watched it, and we just watch it all the time now for
Did somebody
Christmas. I don't know.
A chair?
No, it wasn't like that. It's just like, hey, I watched a Christmas movie with you, so let's watch this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, as a quid pro quo.
Yeah, basically, you know. And I was like, I'm not going to watch that movie, no. And
Part of your
but I did, and I still enjoy it, even though there are lots of faults, and the faults are fun to talk about. So I'm glad that we get to.
Okay. Well, had anybody seen this movie before, or was this?
I believe I had, but it's been years. I saw it closer to when it came out.
Such a fan. Have you watched the trilogy?
I've not seen it in either of the other two.
Okay.
Is this at least
I
the
have.
first one?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the first.
Okay.
So we have
Alright.
time to watch
Origin
the rest
story
the
of A Christmas Prince.
Yeah, they meet in this one. They get married in the second one. And they have a baby in the third one.
And then the fourth
That's
one,
the
they get
thing.
divorced.
The fourth one is the murder-suicide one.
Oh,
It's called
geez.
Christmas Wednesdays and every other weekend.
Oh,
That's fair. So, well, obviously, this is a terrible movie, but partially intended to be. They knew what they were doing. They knew how much money and how much limited talent they had to work with, and they did what they could, right?
Yeah, that's an excuse.
Was it a Hallmark movie? That's my other question.
No, it's a
No,
Netflix
it's not.
movie.
It's from
Motion
that-
Picture Corporation of America.
It's clearly based on the Hallmark formula, but
Yes.
it's
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
but
people are now
Good job.
branching into that formula.
It's someone trying to follow the Hallmark formula and managing to do it worse than Hallmark does.
Yes, that's what I
Yeah.
was thinking.
Because I'm generally a fan of dumb. Like I wouldn't. They're not like my favorite movies, but I like dumb Hallmark Christmas movies. Even still, I was not a fan of this one.
Right.
Yeah.
I went into it knowing it was cheesy, and I
Yeah.
wanted to not like it, but it wasn't. I mean, as cheesy as it was, I was kind of okay because
Yeah,
I
it was
went into
okay.
it thinking that.
I
If
mean,
I would have gone in
yeah.
thinking I was seeing a great movie written and directed and acted, and an Oscar winner, then I'd be pissed. But
Right.
going in knowing it's like a Hallmark Christmas movie, I was like, all right.
But I went in expecting it to be basically a Hallmark Christmas movie, and
Yeah.
it was so much worse.
I was going to say, is it a good
I
movie?
did preface that it was very cheesy. Like I did.
I
I
love
preface last
cheesy
week.
movies.
That's what
I
was the
hate bad
problem.
movies, and unfortunately, this is both.
And for me, it wasn't all the cheesy over the stop. Oh, they're going to fall in love. It wasn't any of the cheesy stuff that annoyed me about the movie.
I mean,
It was just
the part
the
is, it would have been
dumb
nice if there had
stuff.
been like an ounce of chemistry between the leads.
Even the tiniest drop.
There wasn't. That's
Well,
true.
I don't think, to be honest, I don't think he could have chemistry with anyone. How can you have chemistry with someone who can't emote?
Yeah.
Block of wood.
Yeah.
And I found so many of her actions just made her so unlikable,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
found it very hard to root for her.
She's
She
a
was
He's
like,
an absolute jerk.
snooping around, taking photos and videos of everybody, like following him on his walk, hiding the papers when she finds them, and then immediately calling her magazine friends to tell them all about it and acting shocked when they want to publish it. Like,
Yeah, she's dumb as a rock and downright a jerk. She not only she hides papers that are supposedly critical to the person she thinks she loves, and that are critical to the line of ascension of a monarchy.
Right.
Mind you, the only one stupider was the dad that hid them.
Right. And he's dead, so we can't really speak out.
yeah. I'm curious because we know they have a prime minister, right? They mentioned that early on. So we know this isn't just like an absolute monarchy. But the fact that the king can just write a law, tell no one about it, and hide it in an acorn, and as soon as they open the acorn, it now goes into effect and we're good.
It goes into effect immediately,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
retroactively even.
Yeah.
Well, apparently he's still king because, right? He wrote this while he was still alive.
Yeah, but
so-
just King Charles can't just write a law.
Yeah. So clearly,
Right.
like, the
Well, this
Aldovian
is not
monarchy actually
England.
has a lot of power.
This is basically England. I mean, this is
Ah.
generic European monarchy that speaks
Aldovia.
English.
And if you look at the map from the
where
first
Weird
movie,
Al is
it's
from, I
actually in,
believe.
like
He
southeastern
comes
Europe.
from Moldovia.
It's a
I
it's a
forget where
protectorate of
the made
Wakanda.
up country is supposed to be located.
It's in southeastern Europe. It's like
Yeah, I was
over
thinking like
Romania.
something along the like
You know,
Croatia area.
Yeah, it's in that
something.
area.
Let's see. How many
I-
how many European countries are there where English is the native language?
What?
It's a fictional universe.
What was the
Well,
news
you know-
that they sent her to Aldovia? I'm like, what? Why? This is the dumbest magazine I've ever heard.
Well, you saw how dumb the editor was. The editor's a
That's
really
something
dumb.
I wanted to talk about too. Like in a lot of romantic comedies, it's the lead is always in the media. Have you noticed that? Like they're like it's like
in
those
media,
things,
or they're a workaholic as part of a corporation. That's the other trope.
Yeah,
well, because the media gives you a really obvious twist to use of the like, yes, they have to hide that they're in the media. Oh no, it came out, but it's fun. Like I feel like that is such an obvious like.
Or they have to hide that. They have to hide that they're the ones that's about to close down the museum. That's the only tourist attraction in this Christmas cottage. Yes, it's.
How could you have double-crossed me, hidden your real agenda?
You know, it's all subjective. Eric and I always talk about, and I've mentioned this before, if a movie has good writing, good acting, good directing, good budget, good special effects, those are the 5 magic things. If you've got
I'm waiting for one of those to apply to this movie.
Well, none of them were here. The only thing this had was if you went into it thinking it was going to be a cheesy rom-com, then it wasn't horrible.
Right.
Yes, it was, because there's you have to have chemistry for a rom-com to work.
I know, but
you probably should.
I mean, you know, so
years of Netflix, so you know you gotta.
Well, this is also 2017 Netflix before they had huge budgets. This was obviously done on a very low budget. The fact that they used, you know, a picture of Chicago instead of New York in the opening, and the certificate looked like Eric's little thing that he sent was perfect because it really, like, this is just cheap visual effects, cheap props. If this movie was 500,000, if they spent 500,000 on this movie, I'd be shocked.
And I will say, visually, it was fun. Like I feel like the idea with the movie was if we pick a royal family setting, we can do really cool Christmas visuals, and they did really good Christmas visuals. But the rest of the movie around those visuals.
So you're saying it's better to watch on mute?
No, it would be an okay background. There's
have on in
lovely
the background.
decorations.
It's better to watch while you're asleep.
Absorb it in your dreams.
I love a good rom-com, and I can enjoy a low-budget, cheesy rom-com.
Oh, yes.
But at least one, and preferably both of the leads, have to be likable. And there has to be some chemistry. And in this, he wasn't unlikable. He was just a block of wood.
Yeah.
He was unlikable, and there was no chemistry.
And he also came across as very dumb. The whole orphanage thing was very stupid. The fact that it was seen as this lovely thing that he blew off the whole charity event to go play with the orphan children was stupid. Like, give your speech for like 5 minutes.
You didn't think he was clever for stealing a cab from her in the
Yeah, that was even kind of
beard. That beard was so like, you know, the Adam Jones starter kit.
So that's what Adam looks like under the beard.
Wow.
Oh,
Prince.
Adam, your beard looks a little shorter, actually. Did you trim it?
No. It's just,
Really?
I have a black shirt on, so it's kind of.
Optical illusion.
Oh, maybe that's it.
Yeah.
All right. Ho, ho, ho.
My dumbest complaint about this movie is that I felt like there was a missed opportunity of I was commenting this constantly throughout the movie, but that they were in this like fictional country of Aldovia. This is the perfect opportunity to make up fun Aldovian Christmas traditions, and all of their Christmas stuff was exactly the same as standard like American Christmas traditions.
Standard or your Western European.
All the visuals were the same. The royal family's outfits were just standard British outfits.
They decorate trees exactly the same.
Yeah, everything was exactly the same. It's like, you're in a weird made-up country. Do weird, fun country.
Yeah, they should have had, like, if you stand under mistletoe, you get to punch the person in the face instead of kiss them.
You have, like, Germany has Krampus, you know, and you have the people, the Dutch put out shoes for them to put. There's something at least distinctive about some of these countries. This is the most generic country ever conceived.
Well, they couldn't put that in the budget, Dave.
Budget? You don't need a budget to invent a new.
They couldn't do it.
Maybe they string grapes
that would take imagination.
To decorate the tree. I don't care.
In Aldovia, the halls deck you. No, I'm sorry.
But the previous king. Okay, so you adopt a child. Okay, obviously you decide to keep it a secret, and the only reason to keep it a secret is because of the line of ascension. So you're trying to keep it a secret. But you go through, as this Amanda was watching a video, and the young woman on the video pointed out, but apparently you still went through the legal process. You didn't go to the black market to get a baby. You went through the legal adoption process. But then you have all these papers, and presumably at least 4 or 5 people had to be involved in the legalities of it, because you had multiple signatures on those birth certificates. How could you hide your tracks? And then you choose to hide them in a desk and leave a riddle.
Oh yeah.
It's
Not
just
like a safe. No,
it makes no sense. The king is just you can see why the son is dumb because his dad was dumb.
Wow.
Because there's no dumb like people in office ever, right?
You can have dumb people, but you still have to have writing to make the dumb is usually a source of comedy, not the lead characters that are supposed to be the ones driving the plot.
and are theoretically the absolute monarch.
No, you go first. It's all good.
I mean, it's also the fact that he's theoretically the absolute monarch of a country where he can just arbitrarily create laws, and that this is the level of logic he's applying to his succession plan.
I'm trying to see if I can find anything.
He also go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, Brian.
Oh, I just wanted to mention, like, I really feel like she would have got arrested at the end.
Yeah, I can't imagine they let her leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
She
also
would-
the king died of leukemia, a disease that takes a good long while to kill you. He never thought at any point during this degenerative disease to tell anyone about this.
He had the perfect riddle plan. He knew they were smart. They
He made it to Christmas Day. He was only 1 day short.
Well, he not only hid the riddle and hid that, he hid the new law in an acorn ornament, then hid the acorn ornament and apparently told no one where it was.
It was a well-formulated plan.
What could go wrong?
And we have
I mean, you had to have her do that whole like rom-com, like I have to run and at the end to the love interest, you know, like it's just a thing. They always have to.
Oh, I agree. That's a rom-com trope, and if done well, it's fine. But
yeah.
Here's my question to the panel: who was worse, the two friends from The Office, or the two villains of the story of the other? The cousin and the ex
Simon and what's her name? Yeah.
Who was the worst pair?
Way though.
I think the Office friends were worse. The
hated
evil villains were at least over the top funny. I at least
The villains were two-dimensional cardboard villains, but at least they had a role. They had a role to play. The dad and the two Office coworkers, their screen time meant nothing.
Yeah.
They contributed nothing to the movie.
Well, the one of the things in rom-coms too is like you always have to be like getting the really bad advice from somebody, and then the good advice from another person. It's like one of the things that's always in it. Like
I think
like the friends are really dumb. Oh, sorry.
The two people that were the worst were the two writers.
I agree.
And like I'm clicking on what else.
Writers for this too.
The villains of the story.
And we can't forget the random wolf attack.
I'm looking. Okay, so one of the writers has 10 writing credits on IMDb, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them are Christmas movies, and only one of them is this one.
Well, you know
what? She wrote the Royal Wedding too, but she wrote Christmas Camp, Rediscovering Christmas, Every Day is Christmas.
Here's why
Arizonans in Afghanistan.
She's credited as a co-writer because she wrote an outline called "The Generic Christmas Movie." And then other people then write scripts around that and give her co-writing credit.
Oh my gosh. You think?
No, that's what it feels like. If she's writing all these Christmas movies, she's following obviously a formula.
Yeah.
There's so many.
Sorry. Let's see. Okay, that's what Karen Shatler wrote, and now Nate Adkins also wrote a bunch of movies.
So like Shatler and Waldorf.
But he wrote McBride, a bunch of McBride movies, Last Flight Out, Soccer Dog. He wrote a lot of crap.
Oh, wow. Soccer Dog. Whoa.
I didn't realize we were in the same league as Soccer.
Is this part of the Soccer Dog cinematic universe?
Oh, no, wait. He was the editor in those.
Oh,
okay.
He wrote Super Tanker, Cold Fusion, Shadow on the Mesa. These are all TV movies. Touched by Romance. It Had to Be You. The Christmas Prince, The Royal Wedding, The Royal Baby. A Blood Red Ox.
Can you show me where romance touched you? No, I'm sorry.
Where did romance hurt you? Look at the time.
all of this said, these were relatively popular. They did make 2 more.
Oh, yeah.
Plus,
and we have watched worse movies on EriDan too.
the characters are in additional Netflix movies, as Brian pointed out. There's another series that features references to these characters.
Yeah. Of
All
the
that means is
ones-
enough people watched it.
Yes, 100%. Yes. Well, and I do believe in 2017 there were a group of 56 people who watched it every day for 18 days. I do remember this story.
I remember hearing about that.
Brian being 2 of those people.
I actually didn't watch it when it first came out, so
Yes, but
And
they
it's funny
changed it
that-
up. So they'd watch it in slow motion once, and then they would watch it interspersed with other movies, and then
That's
No, I think they all turned it on and they had it on auto repeat, and then they died, and it just kept running until the bodies were discovered, and that's how it was 18 days.
and that became the Christmas Corpse.
Yes.
Oh my God.
The 4th movie. Yeah.
All right, are we ready?
On that note.
Oh, we're ready.
All right, Brian.
I have been struggling with it, and then the number for it. I do like this, but I don't like if you're. How do you rate a movie that you know is bad, but you still enjoy watching? You know, like
Rate it
how
for
do you
how
do
you
that?
feel.
Yeah, right. It's completely subjective. And I've been going in between, like, because I had already looked up the Rotten Tomatoes scores and stuff like that, and I'm like right around there for the critics. I'm gonna give it a 75.
All right, 75 from Brian.
All righty.
Yeah.
Off
Well,
that,
we watched
Stacey.
it anyway, you know. What I found was that it was speeding through the story.
Yeah.
There was no meat to it. They could have done something with this, but it was just what we're on the next thing. It's over. That's kind of how I felt. I was getting Princess Diaries vibes from it, but not that good. You know, it wasn't as good as Princess Diaries. And I like Rose McIver just because I've seen her in Ghosts, but yeah, her character was stupid. The whole premise was stupid. That it just didn't make any sense. That there was no fight in her, really. She barely even fought the guy for her cab, so it was doomed. So I'm gonna give it a 62.
62.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it would have been better if she was seeing ghosts in there at the time, like on the show. It would have made it really interesting. But yeah, it was. I mean, it was cute. It was
all right.
It was okay. So I'm gonna give it a 60.
60 from Wayne.
All righty.
Oh, those numbers are way too high for me. And again, I can watch. I'm not a fan of cheesy holiday rom-coms, so this automatically had a bias for me. But I've watched some I didn't mind because there was some writing or some chemistry. This was just a mess. And what magazine did she work for? What's what? Beat Now? What is this magazine? Is it trying to be like People or something? Because who's sending her to some random European country? It just was bizarre. And the editor's acting was awful. And she was one of the first people you saw. You saw that her jerk of a coworker who's forcing her to rewrite his stuff. Right. And then she immediately goes in the editor's office after she meets with her annoying friends. And the editor, between the guy who's forcing her to rewrite his stories and the editor, two of the worst actors. And they start out in the first 5 minutes.
Right.
Just awful. The leads weren't that bad as actors, but there was no chemistry. And again, I think it was trying to be Netflix doing a Hallmark movie, but they didn't quite understand what made a Hallmark movie tick,
Right.
which is you don't need the danger of a wolf attack. You don't need, you just need chemistry between the leads, and then the rest of it, people are willing to ignore if they like the people.
Right.
So by not casting leads that had any chemistry, you were working with a huge handicap, and that's why it's a 30.
30. All right.
And I
30.
forgot about the guy at the beginning, Dave, who wanted her to rewrite stuff. That would have been a better storyline to follow.
It would have actually. He never appeared again.
Nope.
No.
Nope. Complete waste of time.
Yes.
Yeah, this was a weird movie. I didn't remember what I thought of it from when I'd seen it before. And I was excited about it when you picked this stuff. I was like, oh, I like cheesy Christmas movies. And I was like, oh, maybe not this cheesy Christmas movie. I just found myself frustrated at the decisions the characters were making, which is not what you want for a light, fun rom-com. You want to ultimately be like on board or rooting for them, and I was just kind of like, no, I'm not sure you'd make a great king, and I'm not sure I think you would really should end up with Richard after you're stealing his documents, and and yeah, like the wolf attack was stupid. The over-the-top villains were a little absurdly over the top. The edit. Yeah. Ultimately, I mean, it had some good Christmas visuals, and the fact that it's so dumb that it's kind of fun to make fun of does kind of keep it from being super low for me. Like, but it's not good. I've been waffling a little bit number-wise, but I think I'm gonna give it a 49.
49.
49. All right. And now, live and in person, let's hear the score.
I don't have really nothing to say about this movie. It hurt my soul to watch this. You guys already know how I feel about romantic comedies, and this was like not even. This is so bad. It was so bad. It like I said, and I watched the Muppets first, so this was like this just anyway. I hated it from start to finish. I'd rather watch Cats again.
Whoa!
If I could give this a 0, I would, but I can't, so it gets a 1. And that's
It gets a 1. Wow!
It gets one cat.
So we now have a choice of judging things by number of cats or by the number of Christmas princes. That's kind
How many Christmas or cats?
Wow! 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 Wow!
Wow! Wow! Wow! Wow! Wow!
Wow! Wow! Wow! Wow!
Score, right, Dan? You have your mom's score.
I have my mom's score and I have my score. Again, I went into it knowing it was a cheesy rom-com that I probably wasn't going to like. And Dave's right. The chemistry was bad. The acting was bad. The writing was bad. The directing was bad. Visuals were, Other than that, great movie. I'll read what my mom said because she enjoyed it. But again, I don't know that, Jewish grandmothers are exactly who should be watching this movie. She did like the music.
This movie.
She thought it had a Cinderella type story to it. She enjoyed watching it, and she'll probably watch the others. She says she's giving it a 73.
That's awesome.
And I honestly, just because it didn't hurt my soul, I actually kind of do want to watch the other ones for some reason. I don't know why.
Wow.
I want to see where it goes.
Who hurt you?
I don't know what's wrong with me, but I'm actually going to give it a 68.
Wow.
That's pretty high for considering what everybody else has been giving.
It's
but
true. It's true.
That's my opinion.
This is bad. We know this. And at the end of the day, there's a lot of things about these kind of movies that I could actually be like, yeah, this is bad, but I enjoyed it. This was just bad. And so, it would probably be fun to get a group of people and hate watch it. But otherwise, I don't see a lot of ever watch this movie again. That said, I'd probably watch this again before Trapped in Paradise or Genie. 32 will be my score. So there we go.
There was a clip in the video Amanda was watching about where they showed various clips from the second and third movies. And there's a brief clip they showed about 5 seconds from the wedding when they're getting married in the second movie. And she's standing there with a big smile on her face in her wedding dress. And he's got a look on his face like he could have been hearing the most boring proclamation being read. It's just utterly expressionless. There is just no emotion. There's nobody home. And it's just, yep, that's the epitome of this guy. I don't know whether he's that kind of actor or whether that's the persona he adopted for this role, but he is incapable of emoting in this role.
That's wild. All right. Well, it did beat out The Family Stone.
Really?
At a 50. even right across the board, A Christmas Prince, right below Ambulance.
My wife just watched The Family
Great
Stone the other night. She loves that movie.
So Adam should be completely offended that it beat out Super Troopers.
All right. Well, shall we move on? The answer
We
is
shall.
We shall. A Muppet Family Christmas. Jim Henson, Frank Oz, Jerry Parks. No budget. Actually, no critic score, but the audience giving it 81 at Rotten Tomatoes. This movie brought to you in part by Dave.
Yeah, I give Margaret credit for this because I probably watched it around 87 when it came out. I honestly didn't remember it until sometime 10 or 15 years ago when she mentioned it, and that was when I first became aware that it was only available in really badly butchered versions, because as you saw, there's so many songs in this. There are so many Christmas songs in this that combine that with the fact you've got the Muppet Show Muppets, the Sesame Street Muppets, the Fraggle Muppets. All of these makes it a rights nightmare.
Muppet Babies.
It's just copyright and trademark fiasco to try to release this on home video. So the home video versions tend to be bad. You know, as an example, the Muppet Baby scene, they go to start the projector and they immediately cut to Animal popping out of the screen because they didn't have the rights to that song without paying more money than they were willing to pay. So there's all kinds of edits like that just butcher it up. And to me, it's just, I mean, I look for whether it's a Christmas special or a Christmas movie or a Christmas episode of a TV show. I want some Christmas feeling out of it. You want family, you want friends. If it's a more religious one, you want that type of feel from it. You know, I still can't hear. I mentioned this to our choir or organist at church the other day. Whenever I hear anyone reading the Christmas story from Luke, I hear it in Linus's voice.
Yep.
Yes.
Where I want
So
to.
there are certain things like that just give me the feel that I want, and this has that in spades. You know, there are a few small criticisms. Much as I love it, I do acknowledge that the Christmas Carol medley at the end goes on maybe a little long. It doesn't bother me, but
There's
I can
some
see where
deep cuts in there.
I can see where it would wear thin for some people. But if you love the Muppets, how can you not love this?
All right, who hated it? No, I'm kidding. Let's hear. Was this anybody's first time? This was my first time.
I don't know. Some of it seemed familiar,
Yeah.
and I think I did watch it. I was a senior or a freshman in college that year when it came out, and I think I may have had it on my little TV in my bedroom.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was familiar though.
Me too. I don't remember watching it, but it was familiar.
If you read online reviews of it and people, not really reviews, but like forum threads about it, there are people who talk about it became a family. It became a family tradition to watch it every year. And they would always, the running gag was, look out for the icy patch. You know, they would say that every time someone came into the house at Christmas time and things like that. So,
that's cute.
Yeah.
I will say my absolute favorite line from the entire special is what Dave has as his line, that where we come from, this is small talk. I wish there was more humor like that in here with the acknowledgement of the Sesame Street people or that kind of inside kind of humor.
Note how my hand never touches the spoon.
That's right.
Yeah, my subtitle is a reference to Ralph talking with the other guy's dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, woof woof, bark bark.
I love Rolf. Rolf has always been my favorite.
Yes.
And I also
I'm a
love
Fozzie Bear guy.
even weirdos are cute when they're babies.
Yeah, I'd never seen this before, so it was crazy. Like when they started bringing in all these other characters on other shows, I'm like, what the hell are they doing? This is like it was so awesome because like it was like all these like characters I grew up with. Like I'm like, what? I was like, they bring in the next group. I'm like I said in the chat, it was like the MCU, the Muppet Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
That's what. Go ahead, Dad.
It's the Avengers. It's the Avengers of Muppets.
Yeah.
Exactly.
When they
it made me happy. I don't know why. I was so happy to see all these characters. I was like,
Oh, and when you see Jim Henson at the end,
Yeah.
Oh, that was wonderful. That was
Oh,
wonderful.
that's like the Stan Lee cameos. I mean,
when they brought in Big Bird and then the turkey showed the chef Big Bird, and he was like, that's when I remembered that I had seen it before, because that was very
the turkey huge.
Yeah.
Orange to dick the orange, dick the orange.
When he's singing the Christmas Carol duet.
It's a perfect Swedish rendition. Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally. Not offensive
I'm
whatsoever.
actually, and I was like, should I be offended or should I just enjoy this? I don't know.
IKEA Volvo Saab, IKEA Volvo Saab.
Bluetooth
Meatballs.
or something. I don't know.
But no snuffleupagus, and let's say that's a real problem.
Exactly. Well,
Yeah,
It's imaginary.
You can't. Nobody sees him. Come on, it's.
No, he thought he wasn't.
At that point.
He could have been outside.
That's true. He wasn't out. He wasn't outed yet.
Oh.
And I did love Fozzie's bear sidekick. That was, or not bear, his snowman sidekick.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Yep, they were
We
all
watched it
familiar.
twice in the past 2 weeks. We've had a good
Nice.
time with it. Like it's
A quick watch.
It's a
It
quick
is a
watch.
quick watch. Yes.
It's only 45
It's
minutes.
totally enjoyable when you're like, oh, I've got a little time. Want to put on something, fun and festive. And if nobody's seen it before, which my kids hadn't, so the second time was putting it on when my kids were around, and they loved it. They thought it was fun.
And Gonzo getting in the feud with the turkey over Camilla.
Oh yeah.
Pretty fun.
Oh come on! And Rizzo getting in the garbage can with Oscar the Grouch.
Yes, yes.
I never had a rat in my can before.
That might be good.
I liked the commercials from 1987 that were on the version we watched.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh,
Yeah, we had Oshkosh Bagosh commercials and M&M's commercials without the yellow and red M&M with people.
Oh wow!
I'd forgotten about that.
Well, red M&Ms didn't exist in 1987. Remember, they got rid of them for a few years.
Yeah, they had green. They had they had the tan. Remember when they had tan? They don't have that anymore.
No,
The
those
tan,
were always
brown.
last.
I just thought it was funny how at the beginning the mom thought her ideal vacation was to go to California. I'm like, what?
Malibu.
Malibu, yes.
Yeah. And then they all show up and she's all like, she was so excited for the trip. They show up and she's like, oh, it's okay. Nothing. I'm cool with it. I've just been planning this for months or whatever. And
She seemed to be a single mom, and Fozzie was her only child, probably. So
yeah.
But then again, she rented the house out. She bought the airplane tickets. She probably had a hotel. I mean, think of the expense.
She took 3 months of surfing lessons.
Yes,
planes are very, very expensive back. It's very expensive to fly back then.
That's true.
My only complaint of the movie or the show or whatever you want to call it was there's one character, Muppet character, I do not like. I don't know if any of you guys would guess it, but there's one character, and when that character showed up, I was like, ugh.
Was it Elmo?
No.
Was it Kermit's nephew?
No, Miss Piggy. I can't.
Oh yeah,
stand her.
it's my favorite.
No, I can't stand her. When she shows up, she shows up the last 10 minutes. It's like, oh.
Did you cheer when she slipped on the icy patch?
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
I
she's
don't
not my
like her.
favorite either. And I even made mention of that when she came on. I'm like, yeah, I never liked Miss Piggy. She was too much.
I'm not a huge fan of Miss Piggy, but I'm relieved that it wasn't a Miss Piggy and Kermit.
Exactly. Yeah, it was much more about Kermit and
you're not going to not have Miss Piggy in a Muppet special, but I'm glad that she wasn't the primary story, because I find those are the Muppet specials that annoy me the most. Is when she's the lead. It's all her drama that's making.
Well, she's such a diva that all the other specials, they put that in her contract that she gets to be the lead after this movie.
Mariah Carey has the same thing.
Seeing Sam the Eagle. Why am I here?
It's a very good point.
But did anybody see Elmo?
Yes, he was there.
Yep. Yeah.
He never spoke, but he was there. I think it was very early in Elmo's existence.
Yes.
He hasn't been tickled yet.
The old guys.
Yeah, the old guys. They're like, "How'd you get here?"
T. Trouble. That starts with a T. T. Bert and Ernie are going at it.
Oh my god!
They dress Ernie up in drag.
Yes. No, Bert. Bert up in drag.
Bert, sorry. Bert.
Yeah.
Bert.
I don't want to. Oh, come on, Bert. Come on. Ernie, I don't want to come out. Come on, Bert. It's fine.
In the same special, though, it's easy to hear that Jim Henson is clearly doing the voice of both Ernie and Kermit the Frog.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. Those voices are almost identical.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Miss Piggy is also Yoda, so let's consider that.
Yeah.
And Bert.
Yeah.
And Bert and Grover.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
Grover.
Frank Oz and Jim Henson did so many of the voices.
Yep.
Frank
The
Oz
Muppets sort of
voice
held
for-
on for a while, and they've done some good stuff since then, but that was a huge blow when Henson died.
Yeah.
I just wish the Fraggles would have been in it more. I like the Fraggles.
I love the Fraggles. Yeah,
They weren't in it very
Fraggle
long.
Rock.
See, that was after my time. Before my kids were born. So
Same for me. It wasn't really part of my childhood but I still enjoyed it. That was a nice little thing.
Yeah, it was nice to see them and understand what they were because
Yeah.
I didn't know in 1987.
And the fact that they sort of they gave you just enough background, like Doc mentioning the Sprocket, like those Fraggles you keep telling me about. Clearly, Doc had never seen them, but Sprocket had. You know, you didn't need to know the whole history to get it.
Right. And he was from Fraggle Rock, the guy who played Doc. And he was also in a movie we watched a couple weeks ago that Wade and I missed.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, I forget which one.
Yeah, I don't remember either, but I remember mentioning it at the time. It's like, where do I know him from? Yeah. But it's just light. It's just light holiday fare. You know, there's no ambition here other than Muppets are fun. Let's have some Muppet fun at Christmas and sing a lot of carols. That's really all it is.
Yeah.
And some cheesy jokes, of course, because you have to have cheesy jokes when Fozzie's there.
Mm-hmm.
And I love out of tune pianos.
Oh, yeah. I just like Rolf's whole demeanor. Like,
I love
he's always
Rolf.
been my favorite.
Yeah.
He's the best. Well, all right, let's do it. Dan, you want to take us around the horn and we'll.
Yeah, let's start with Dave. It's his movie.
It's time to start.
I mean, I always give higher scores to shows or movies that accomplish what they set out to accomplish. Even if it's a movie in a genre that I don't like a horror movie, if it still works at doing what it's trying to do, I'm going to give it a pretty good score. And this completely, in my mind, succeeds in what it's trying to do. If it's too cheesy for you, I can get that. If there's too much music for you, I can get that. But for me, it works on pretty much every level. There are a few small things. If I wanted to pick, I probably could, but I had no reason to. It's just a solid holiday fun. It's become a pretty bit of a tradition to watch it every year. It's a 98 from me.
Woo!
Wow. Wow.
And Brittany sends in a score of 97.
Yeah.
And she also sent in a score of 78 for Christmas Prince, which bumped that up 2 points.
Oh, wow.
Not move it on the rankings at all.
Okay.
Love the Muppets. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm not going to give it in the 90s though, because I was feeling more like 86, just because it like all of the humor. Like my niece really loved it. She laughed really hard, but I was rolling my eyes. So that's the only reason I take it off. I love the Muppets though, and the Fraggles, and she's in her 20s, but she was just laughing. She might have just been tired. I don't know. She was laughing her head off though.
I love it.
All right, so an 86 from Brian. Let's go to the writers.
Yay. Go ahead.
So I like the Muppets. They're always pretty funny. The Muppet shows were always good. We didn't see them when we were at Disney. We should have. But anyways,
Forgot.
yeah. But I mean, it was good, and it sets out it accomplishes what it sets out to do, and everything. I'll give it a 90.
90. Woo.
Yeah, I was enjoying it. It wasn't too cheesy or anything like that. It was the Muppets. So, and I liked seeing all the different, like Adam was saying, from all the different shows and how they all came in together. I love Sesame Street. I mean, I grew up on that. So that was awesome to see Big Bird and Bert and Ernie and even little Elmo in the background. Gotta love them. I mean, they were my friends when I was little. So that was fun. And like Adam said, Miss Piggy was not the big name. I can't with her. I can't. Oh, Kermit. I can't. That was really good that she was not able to get there on time. So she was not obnoxious. I'm going to give it a 93.
Ooh. All right.
Yeah, I really like this movie. I not a lot. I mean, not a lot to say. I enjoyed the Muppets. I think pretty much all of the humor lands perfectly for me. Like this is like my style of humor. It's very good. And yeah, I don't know the Fraggles. I don't know the Muppet Babies, but they were still fun additions and still enjoyable. The carols at the end definitely go on too long. By the end, I was like, seriously, another one? Okay. You could have added like another fun like scene and like cut out the carols, but like it's all good. I really enjoyed this movie. I don't think it's like a perfect movie, so it's not getting like an 100 or anything. But I mean, I love this movie. I'm gonna give it a 93.
93.
I did love how they had the Count singing "I Saw Three Ships."
Yes.
Wrong.
No, I love that one. It's too funny.
Oscar?
Yes. So I had never seen this before. I didn't know what to expect, and within like the first 10 minutes, I was like, "This is awesome." I didn't expect it to be good. I was like, "This is awesome!" Like they kept bringing in all these different characters, and like it made me feel like a kid again. And like even the music didn't bother me. No, I mean, the only thing that sucked was it was only 45 minutes. I was like, "Man, I wish it was longer."
Right.
Like that's how much I liked it, and I don't like music stuff, but it was really good, and then it made me all happy, and then put me in the Christmas spirit. And
oh, look at you!
Like Eric said, my heart grew 3 times the size.
So you're saying the other movie sucked your soul, and this one gave it right back.
Well, I watched this one first. That's the problem.
You had some extra soul to give.
Yeah. But no, I mean, this was like, this made me feel like a kid again. So it gets a 95.
Wow.
Very nice.
Adam's highest musical.
my mom started watching. She did not finish it, so she's not going to give it a score. But she did find it a little annoying and noisy, so she didn't see it all. So she might finish it. I agree kind of with what everybody's been saying. It is nostalgic. It is like an all-star game of the Muppet universe. And I don't know when I would have seen this before, but it definitely was familiar. So I'm guessing I saw it at some point. But I think it's a solid 92.
Wow.
Very good.
So much love for the Muppets. Yeah, I agree with what everybody's saying, obviously. I do find Big Bird a little annoying sometimes for some reason. I don't know. Yeah. Kind of get a little over Big Bird sometimes. And also, I was really hoping when I forget Kermit's nephew's name, but when I was in the basement, I discovered something in the basement. I was hoping for some horrific, like, like
the corpse of a Christmas prince.
Bobby's mother has got people trapped in her basement, or she's Dexter or something. No, I thought it was really good. Totally enjoyable. The melody, it goes on a little long at the end, which to me limits it for like constant repeat viewings. But I know it will be something I watch every couple of years for sure. So I'm going to go 90. Very good. Really well done. Fun special.
Sweet.
Robin is Kermit's nephew.
Thank you, Robin. Nice.
Yes.
All right.
Batman and Robin.
Do we have anyone? Well, I guess everybody that's in the comments is here.
Yeah, your mom's the only one who wasn't here in person that gave a score to the first movie. So
yeah, and Adam's here in person.
Well, Brittany, we already got hers.
Exactly.
All right. Well, let's take a look at where this ends up on the big board. On the big board overall, we've got a first page movie. We've got a first column movie with a Muppet Family Christmas.
Ooh.
Going in there right below Shawshank.
I like between Shawshank and Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Fozzie Bear's mom.
But for the record, more importantly, our top-rated holiday movie of all time.
Wow.
Very hard. By just a smidge would be a Muppet Family Christmas. So there you go. Our holiday movie list for 2023. Yeah. So well done. Very nice.
There you go.
Yeah, how about that?
So now, very quickly.
And so ends the holiday movie film festival.
Yes, absolutely.
Let's real quick. Let's just change this color out.
Oh, Dan's gonna do something. Excuse me. Oh, what are you doing?
Whoa!
So many color options. Oh man,
it looks like Halloween.
Yeah, you're right. Hold on. All right, good enough. So,
excuse me, sorry.
Because Eric and I knew we were picking the movie for next week, as of last week, an idea Eric came up with, which I think is genius, is that tonight we will pick who gets to pick the movie in 2 weeks.
Yes.
So you don't have to tell what movie you want tonight. You don't tell us until next week, but you have an entire week to research, maybe watch the movie if it's something you haven't seen.
Who would do that, Dan?
to maybe Google it, see what the Rotten Tomatoes score is, and if it's a 0, maybe, unless you love it, like Somewhere in Time, like I do.
Yes.
And again, you can pick any movie you want, but this way it just gives you a little more research and a little
really
more
nice having the week to think about what movie.
Yes.
To get less off the cuff picks that people haven't given thought to.
Right. And then you know if it's available somewhere, which is important,
right,
ahead of time. And so tonight we will pick who gets to pick a movie in 2 weeks.
Ooh.
How about that?
But Eric and I already have our movies for next week.
I will say for next year, when we were flipping through Christmas movies on one of the streaming services, Dan, we did see one titled Time Travel Christmas.
Well, my mom started watching Round and Round on Peacock, which is a Hanukkah Groundhog Day type movie. She keeps reliving the 7th day of Hanukkah over and over again. And if you've watched Suits, the guy that plays Louis Litt, Rick Hoffman, plays the dad. And I just started watching it a little bit today. It's really fun.
Oh, great.
So that will be a movie for next year, of a holiday movie.
Next year.
There aren't many Hanukkah movies. There's finally one.
All right, so we're going to the wheel? Let's go to the wheel.
Feliz Navidad. Oh.
You're gonna keep us in suspense as to your picks, huh?
Oh yeah, no, we're gonna figure out who gets to pick the movie, and then get a week. So we don't want to hear your movie choice tonight. And so we've got everybody on the wheel here. I'm gonna do a quick shuffle. We haven't heard from anybody in the comments all night. Actually, the comments have been very quiet. So assuming that this is everybody, we're gonna give the wheel a spin. And we will see. Everybody gets one spot on the wheel. Brand new year, brand new show, brand new. Oh,
yes.
All right, there we go. So 2 weeks from tonight, we will find out. We will watch her movie, but next week we will find out what that movie is. So she's
right. So you have a whole.
Think about.
Yeah, Mom. You have a week to decide, research, pick a movie.
Oh. But the key is that it does mean when we put you on the wheel, you need to be here when we spin the wheel, when you announce your movie, and review. So we would ask that you would at least be around for those 3 weeks. If not, we will make.
You could announce your movie in chat, I assume, if you can't make it.
You don't have to be on screen.
Which at least need to be on
screen, but yes. But if you could at least be around to help announce your movie, that would be great. All right, now, Dan, have you changed your movie?
No, I'm picking the one you and I discussed.
All right.
Now, here's the funny thing. We were talking about, are there any New Year's Eve movies? And I was in a New Year's Eve movie called P.S. Your Cat is Dead. My part was cut out, starring Steve Guttenberg. I'm in the credits as a deleted scene. I am in the DVD commentary, but it's $5.99 to rent on Amazon. It's the only place you can get it. So I'm like, and it's not that good of a movie. So I did not pick that. But that is a New Year's Eve based movie.
Good choice.
Yes. So that is not my pick.
Do you want to announce your pick, or do you want me to announce my pick first?
You do your pick first.
All right. My pick first is Netflix original movie. It's a musical, so prepare yourselves. But it is Tick, Tick, Boom, starring Andrew Garfield from 2021. Directed by Lin-Manuel Miranda, depending on how you feel about that. Critics at an 88, audience at 96.
I'm just cracking up hearing Adam's groans.
Hey, it's Spider-Man.
I think give it a chance. Give it a chance. I don't think
that's a holiday movie.
No, we're done with
No,
holiday.
we're done with holiday.
That's right,
movies.
that's right.
No, we are
That's
done
right.
with holiday movies.
That's right.
This is the
Why
new
are we
year
doing a double feature?
because the first Monday of the week.
Oh, okay.
Ah, you
It's actually
see?
a two. It's a 2 for Tuesday,
That's right.
and because it'll be Tuesday again. Now, my movie, it's a time travel movie.
Shocker.
I know, and in 1995, when I moved back to Pittsburgh, I was able to be the crowd entertainment and an extra in a movie called Sudden Death. And during this movie, which was directed by Barbet Schroeder, who also did 2010: A Space Odyssey and Running Scared, had just another movie was out in the theater at that time, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh, I know where he's going.
So we're going to do Time Cop.
Time Cop.
The best Jean-Claude Van Damme movie ever made.
That's a really bold assertion.
Not only according to critics and audience, but only according to me.
Murder is forever until now.
I just rewatched it the other day, and it's not going to do well with you guys, and I don't care. I really enjoyed watching it again. I watched it to make sure I still enjoyed it, and I still do.
Good.
Well,
I've seen it before.
Yeah, I've seen it too. Yeah.
You never know how people might, somebody might.
It's available for free at a bunch of different places.
Okay, good.
It's a fun movie. It's fun. I mean, I liked it.
There's a Steve Guttenberg movie, Single Santa Seeks Mrs. Claus.
So Time Cop is streaming on a lot of different services with ads, but on none of the services with no ads. So if you want to rent it, I think it is a cheap rent. But if you want to watch it with ads, I think it's on Peacock and Tubi and all of the.
It's on Freevee. It's on YouTube. If you have YouTube Premium, I don't know if anybody has that, but you don't pay for ads. You don't see ads.
Oh.
So the movies are ad free. The TV shows are ad free.
Well, there you go.
My mom, by the way, Eric said Tick Tick Boom is a great movie.
I appreciate the support.
And I believe I did watch that movie when it came out, and so I look forward to watching it again.
Yeah, I think you in particular would relate to the storyline of that movie, and that's all I'm going to say for now.
Now it's coming back to me. Yes, my mom watched it first and said I should watch it.
Yes. So so a very very good. Two wildly diverse choices for next week.
Oh, maybe they might be more similar than you think.
It's true. It's true. I don't know. I think Dan's is more of a comedy than mine's is. If that tells you anything
Mine's
about
is.
my movie.
And yours is.
Well, you got Mia Sarah's in this movie. Ron Silver's in this movie.
Yeah,
Bruce McGill.
Yeah.
Everybody else, I don't know who the rest of them are.
And Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Peter Hyams directed this.
But I have Vanessa Hudgens. So,
there we go.
I mean,
You know her.
Vanessa Hudgens, come on. You got Spider-Man, and I forget who Vanessa Hudgens played.
My least favorite Spider-Man.
She's on the gambling commercial.
I think, mine too. My least favorite Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's my least favorite Spider-Man.
Who's your favorite?
The trouble with Jean-Claude Van Damme makes Ben Lamb look like a good actor.
No, my favorite
Spider-Man.
Oh, them fighting words.
I will share some Van Damme stories next week.
Oh, wow. Watch your language.
Van Damme it.
All right. Well, and in that case, we can now move on to this. Anybody watch anything this week?
Does anybody know if Scott's busy working these days, or is he just couldn't make it tonight?
Scott is in Chicago visiting his mom, I believe. So maybe he just
didn't want to take time out from his family visit. I can understand that.
He'll probably tune in at 5 o'clock Pacific time. What he thinks. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We watched a few weeks ago and forgot everything.
Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
Everything Everywhere All at Once. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah.
Lucy is the main reason I have never chosen this movie. So I am very curious to hear your take on this movie.
It was so confusing.
Oh yes, yes it is. You cannot do anything else when you watch this movie.
No, and we did.
But amongst Amongst these genre of dildo fight movies, it really is high up there.
Oh,
There's
it
a
might be
genre.
top
I've
3.
never seen them before.
It's in the top 5 at least.
At least.
And hot dog, it's the number 1 hot dog finger movie in my book. And it's probably a top 5 Jamie Lee Curtis movie.
Yeah.
She's great in this. She is one of the strong points in this. Yeah.
She's on the TV show, The Bear that I watched. She's in the 2nd season. She's really good in that.
I love her in A Fish Called Wanda. She's done some really good movies, but yeah.
Trading Places.
What did we watch with her before? We watched Trading Places.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We didn't watch True Lies. She was really good in that.
She's really good in True Lies.
That movie.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, if you want to do an action movie sometime, that's a great one to pick.
True Lies.
It's much better than a lot of Schwarzenegger stuff.
Yeah.
Get in the copter.
We should watch some Schwarzenegger stuff. That'd be fun.
I don't think I've ever seen any Schwarzenegger movies.
Well, Terminator has time travel.
Yeah, never seen
It
Terminator.
does.
I almost picked Terminator. That was my second choice if I didn't do time.
Terminator and T. The trouble is, it's hard to watch Terminator without watching T2. It's sort of like hard to watch The Godfather without watching The Godfather Part 2.
And T2 is better than the first. T2 is better than the original.
T2 is
They're both very good.
Interesting. I finally got around to watching Ted Lasso. I've now seen all of season 1, and I'm maybe like a third of the way through season 2. Loving it. It's really good.
Oh, that's awesome. I did not get into that. Try.
Yeah, and Hannah, is it Waddingham? Is that her name? She has a Christmas special out this year. At Christmas, it's all singing. It's not a special like it's sketch comedy, but she has a whole Christmas special on. I'm not sure which service or channel it was on.
Yeah, she's a very talented singer. She was also in
her mom was
Game
an
of
opera singer.
Thrones.
Yeah. What's that?
She was in Game of Thrones. She was the one going, shame, ding, ding, shame.
And apparently Aquaman 2 is not doing well at the box office.
Oh,
So
I didn't know it came out. Wow.
well,
why it's not doing well.
Not a great sign.
Yeah.
I think my kids my kids went and saw it yesterday, and I liked it. It was a fun movie. I mean, it's not going to win any awards, but it was a fun.
Well, how did it compare to the first one?
I think the first one's better, but I still think he's good as Aquaman. I think Jason Momoa is good as Aquaman. I think he does a pretty good job as far as
he was well cast.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fun popcorn movie. It's not like I said, it's not going to win any awards, but I mean, it was better than a lot of the more recent Marvel movies I saw. I thought it was. I know critics are slamming it, but I thought it was fun. So
nice.
I think they're like
it suffers a bit because it is sort of the last gasp of the old guard at Warner for the DCEU. So I think there's sort of a little piling on because of that.
I think they have to slam it. Well, like have to slam it because of like how long it took for them to like reshoot and all of that type of stuff.
Well, and the whole Amber Heard thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So they have to slam it almost.
One review I did read of it said that it was one of the problems with it was, I mean, clearly they cut her part way down in it. And there are parts of the movie that suffered for that.
Makes sense.
But, I mean, she still plays a pretty big role in the movie, though. Even if she's not in it as much as she was in the first one, she still has a central part in the movie, though. So, I mean, I'm not spoiling anything, but she plays a big part in the movie. So,
yeah.
Okay.
Well, you're the only one here that's seen it, so I'll take your opinion more than
I just liked
else.
it. I just liked it. I liked. Well, I don't want to spoil it, but I liked the guy who plays his brother. He does really good in it too. So,
I think the only DC movie I saw this whole last year or two has probably been Blue Beetle, and it was pretty good.
Too.
Oh,
yeah,
I wanted to see that. Yeah, I didn't see it yet.
It's on Max. It's on Max.
I mean, it wasn't great, but it was solid.
Yeah. I started. Oh, I can't hear anybody.
We're not
We can hear you.
Can you hear
Okay.
Stop talking so you could talk.
We're not talking?
I started watching one that Dave recommended. I think last week. It was Blackadder.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty funny. I don't like the guy. Yeah. I don't like the guy's voice though, so I can't like binge it all. But
Rowan Atkinson has an unusual voice. Yeah.
I started watching
The second and third seasons are the real sweet spot because Hugh Laurie joins the cast in the second season, and the fourth season is a little bit darker. So I love seasons. One is good, but I love 2 and 3 the most.
Okay.
I started watching a show on Apple TV Plus negative minus plus called Slow Horses.
Oh,
With Gary Oldman. And he played, basically it's like the rejects of MI6 in England. And it's got humor and it's got action. The first episode's really good. I'm only 3 episodes in, but a friend of mine recommended, so I started watching that. Also Reacher on Prime, really, really good. But I hate waiting because it comes out every Friday. It's not all out yet.
I'm a huge fan of Gary Oldman. To me, he's one of my favorite. He and Paul Giamatti are among my favorite actors currently making films.
Gary Oldman, Henny Youngman, yes.
Wow.
Oldman and Youngman together again.
Peter Parker, Spider-Man. Yeah.
Spider-Man. Oh, nice Jewish guy, Mr. Spider-Man. Superman. By the way, did anybody by any chance see Kevin Spacey as Frank Underwood being interviewed by?
I saw that it happened.
Tucker
I didn't
Carlson?
watch it. Yeah.
No,
It is the freakiest, weirdest thing I've ever seen. I loved him in House of Cards.
Well, he was a really good actor. I mean, The Usual Suspects. He did some great stuff. He just, he sort of became a pariah.
I also feel like, he says in this thing that he was found, all the charges were dropped. He was found not guilty.
That is correct. Yeah.
And so he's like, why can't I come back?
That's a good question. I've watched a lot, but I will share something that I know if Dave hasn't seen, he'll appreciate. I'm sure you've seen it already. Is on Letterman's YouTube channel. They got Darlene Love to come back and perform.
No, I hadn't seen that, but I will definitely watch it because that was a highlight every year.
It's not a great performance with
she's getting up there
on the piano, but it's awesome to see her, and they talk a lot about the history of her joining the show. So I would definitely recommend to everybody.
There was a poll somewhere about best Christmas rock song. And, people were throwing out, Rocking Around the Christmas Tree, which is great, and Jingle Bell Rock and various other ones, including some more modern ones. To me, that Merry Christmas, Baby, Please Come Home by Darlene Love can't be touched.
Absolutely amazing. And so back when she would perform it every year on the Letterman show, it became like a great Christmas tradition.
It was one of the highlights of Christmas on TV. Yeah.
And so definitely watch that. I watched Shazam! Fury of the Gods, and I thought when Reagan had talked about how bad this movie was, I thought, oh, she's being too judgmental of it. It can't have been that bad. Oh my goodness. What happened? I mean, talk about just walking away from a decent franchise.
The first movie was really good.
Oh yeah. First one is so enjoyable. And this was, wow.
It's so sad.
Yeah, it's a hard watch.
Although, to be honest, that's probably the norm more than the exception. Most sequels are bad.
Yeah.
I mean, you get the rare one that isn't like a Toy Story 2 or a Godfather 2, but most sequels are pretty bad.
Yeah. Speaking of bad, I have a movie for Brian. If you enjoy some bad Christmas movies, we watched this just yesterday, Office Christmas Party with Jason Bateman, Olivia Munn, Jennifer Aniston, Kate McKinnon. Ooh. Really
Is that Vanessa Bayer there? Yeah.
Yeah. Vanessa Bayer's in it.
What's that on?
I don't know where it's streaming right now.
Eric acquired it by other means.
Yeah, I think it is streaming because the reason we ended up watching it is my wife had started watching it on just regular cable. So it is currently on TNT, TBS, True. It's available. So if you have any kind of on-demand service, I'm sure you can watch Office Christmas Party. Really bad. I mean, what's funny is it's harmless. Right, it's so bad that you're like, all right, this is just really bad, but it's not so bad that you have to turn it off. So but it's Rob Corddry. It's everybody's doing their own shtick, and it's a nightmare. But
isn't that one of the things that made Trapped in Paradise so bad as each of the three leads was just doing their shtick, and there was no real.
It's much better than Trapped in Paradise.
Oh, okay.
I would watch it again, definitely, before a lot of anything that we've watched in the last 3 weeks. No. Does anyone know if, like, I've never watched anything streaming like on through like TBS or TNT or anything like? Do they show the edit version or the full version if you stream it?
I honestly don't know.
I don't know that. That's a great question.
Yeah,
Normally, it depends.
When they were playing normally, it was definitely edited.
Yeah, it depends on it, because sometimes with TBS and some of the networks, they play the made-for-TV version because they have commercials already put in it. If that's what you're saying, but if you like Paramount Plus or Max, Max is Warner Brothers, so Max would have any of the TBS or TNT.
Well, that's this week. Who knows next week? But yeah,
that's true.
Right. Max and Paramount might merge
in Christmas Office Party. So, but maybe not on the TNT version. So I haven't seen them yet. But has anyone seen? Well, they're not really. I guess it's not really new. It's been out probably a little bit, but the newer Doctor Who's. Has anyone seen those yet?
I have been. They're on. I know they sorry, the Christmas special was
one at a time.
Yeah.
Oh, I just wanted to know if they were actually good or if I'm going to be disappointed. Does everybody know who came back?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm worried that I don't know if it's going to be like him being like really good in that role again, or if it's going to kind of be like.
Well, I did read one thing about it, which said that in addition to bringing him back for a few episodes, bringing back temporarily, they've left the door open for him to return in later episodes, and they also brought back one of the prior showrunners from before the Judy Whittaker era, which I always felt she was rooked because they changed so much of the production staff at the same time they brought her on that people were, I didn't think she was very good, but I don't know if that's because she wasn't a good fit for the role or just because the scripts and the show running was just so different and not as good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say he's not as good as he was when he was in the series.
Oh, darn. Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, he's still pretty good, but you can definitely tell.
Okay.
It's not as Doctor Who-ish as he was.
Because he was, I still think beyond Doctor Who, season 1 of Jessica Jones, he was brilliant in.
I've been waiting until all of the episodes came out because I didn't want to wait. So I think they all dropped. So I probably watch it really soon.
I watched the last one first for some reason, and then I'm like, oh, these were like in series because they just had them all jumbled around in the time, And I found them all, and it's like, oh, okay.
And I've also watched a fair number of episodes of Burn Notice.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to look through them real quick to see like when new characters come in that kind of make a little.
Yeah, I think you're best served way. Don't worry about the overarching, long-term plot. Just pick fun episodes.
Yeah, there's some good ones.
And it didn't end. It said it was going to end in 6 days when he said that's the. On the streaming service it was on, and it's still
on Hulu.
So. Oh, good.
Nice.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
I'll say my only criticism of it so far, and like I said, I watched the first 1 or 2 seasons before, and I still like it. I like Sharon Gless. I just find her character a little annoying in this because it seems like almost every episode, oh, Michael, you've got to help my friend. Michael.
Yeah. Your brother.
Yeah, then his brother comes in. That kind of.
Yeah, it's better the episodes where he finds his clients through some other means.
Yeah, definitely.
Now she's there through the end, and she's better at the end.
Yeah,
good.
His brother was a little better towards the end too.
But it's a good show. I enjoy it.
Well, if you didn't get what you want for Christmas, it's still not too late to pick up something from the area.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope you don't get a takedown notice for that.
So just remember our newest edition being added to the shop.
I hope Reagan got one.
I would hope.
Wade is her daddy.
Yeah,
it is true.
Yeah.
So,
available now. She'd be the only one that would wear it. The other two would not.
I'm going to grab something.
But Kent would never. He's too cool for
I think
that.
matching Christmas pajamas for next year. You get some like red and black, bottoms, and buy everybody the shirt. You'd be good to go.
So I got this for my son. It's the Back to the Future.
Yes, it is.
He's so
AirDan
placing. Yes.
as a mug.
And it smells like a shoe. It's amazing that the actual Michael.
And my
J.
brother-in-law actually shopped on the EriDan shop and got me the EriDan
Yeah.
Film Festival mug.
Very nice.
Cute.
Yes.
You know. And
you
and
get a
his
few
birthday
pennies
is 2
royalties.
days away, so it's not.
So I got a commission on my own gift.
Way to do it,
The
yeah.
gift that keeps on giving. Wow, amazing!
And these came today, the coasters for my comedy tour.
Ah,
Very
There
nice.
you go. Hold on.
Right, hold on, let's make you big. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that helps.
There it is. There it is.
What are they made of?
Yeah.
They're little coasters.
Oh, those paper ones.
They're made of.
It's the Coast to Coaster tour, and it comes with a stain already on it,
Nice.
You
and
get
a bald spot.
Are you going to fling them out into the audience during the show?
No,
No.
instead of T-shirts, these are much easier to take on the road and sell.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
And I have a whole bunch of jokes about coasters, and my wife having company coasters for the guests. And don't put that there. You'll get a water spot on the coaster. It's like that's what it's for.
So you need a coaster for your coaster.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah.
That's true.
Cute.
All right, I got
So,
one
and-
more of these. I know you guys loved them so much the first time, so here's one more for Dave.
Today, we're here at your party where we've secretly replaced your birthday cake with Donny Osmond.
Happy birthday, Dave. This one's for you.
Wow.
Dave, it's your birthday. Time to celebrate and sing about who you. Come on, Dave. It's your birthday.
Oh, Donnie.
Sing and shout. Come on. It's what you gotta do. Break it down. Add another candle. Another year, it's true. But 62 years sure looks good on you. Aw, Dave. It's your birthday. Let's all dance and sing and shout your name. Oh, Dave, it's your birthday. The music's hot, it's time to rock. This birthday party won't stop. Come on, Dave.
I like how he turns his back when he says hello, Dave.
And 62.
Yes.
Yeah, for 62.
Wow.
It's very no
Where's
expense.
Marie?
He's so adorable.
You couldn't make it. 65. You don't get Marie till you turn 65.
You know, we put him on the promotional the pitch deck that we sent to Rick Springfield's manager. We had 3 options. We had Rick, we had Donny Osmond. I forget who the third one was, but I think that's what got them to call. Like, we're not losing out to Donny frickin' Osmond.
Not again.
We added some competition.
Have you ever watched Seth Meyers Corrections?
Mm-hmm.
He does a thing every week. Every week he's not on hiatus or on vacation or something. At the end of the week, he posts 15-minute or so corrections video on YouTube, which is all of the mistakes people have written into him about during the course of the week. But the way he reacts to them and all of the stuff he does, and what made me think of it was one of the things, Dan, that people wrote in was saying they were annoyed that he had a drink on his desk and he wasn't using a coaster. So he then started, like, he put the drink down and put the coaster on top of it. And then he kept finding ways to misuse the coaster in various episodes of Corrections just to taunt people.
That's funny.
Nice. That's awesome. All right. Well, I think we did it.
Cool.
We did it.
The holidays are over.
All right.
End of the year.
New Year's Eve is right around the corner.
Yeah.
And there is a movie. There is a movie called New Year's Eve.
Yes, there is.
That
It's
is
bad.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like get every star you can possibly get and don't write a script.
It's trying to be Love Actually for New Year's Eve is what it's trying to do.
Yeah.
And then there's one called Valentine's Day, too.
Yeah.
The same premise.
On the other hand, Groundhog Day is a great movie.
It's true. Well, and to be fair, Taylor Swift is in Valentine's Day, so
it's a bad movie. She was in Cats too, I'll point out.
Yeah.
Cats 2. I missed Cats 2.
I did see an article that made me think of Eric. It was some record shop. I don't know where it was. Some record shop had a whole ton of like some rare Taylor Swift album, and I don't know if you saw that story, but
No.
I don't know. It was I don't know what album it was, but it was a really rare one. But he had a whole bunch, and then when people found out he had them,
I assume it's the first one before she changed the lyrics.
I don't know. I have no clue.
There's quite a few that are very hard to get a hold of. The Taylor Swift
Eric,
is out of control at the moment.
Do you have all your albums you just got for Christmas in front of you?
I do not.
Oh.
In one of the early songs, she called, she's getting back at someone who's insulting her by calling them gay. So she then changed that lyric when she redid it and things like that. There were a few small things.
You're referring to the Debbie Gibson Winterlicious?
Oh my God.
Or the Debbie Gibson The Body Remembers. This to me just sounds like you're getting old, and it's like, oh man, my back body remembers when I carried that refrigerator up the stairs.
Yep.
And Foolish Meat. Oh, so young.
Foolish Meat?
Foolish Meat, yes, it is. It is, yeah, no, Foolish Beat.
Wasn't Beat Now the name of the magazine in A Christmas Prince?
There you go, Cayman. And
maybe.
Look at that. All right, cool.
Yeah.
You're not wearing your hoodie.
I am not wearing my Taylor Swift hoodie at the moment. No. Next week. I'll wear that next week to bring in the new year.
Funny.
All right. Well, thanks,
Another
everybody.
era year has gone by.
That's right. So just a reminder, we will be back Tuesday night next week, 8:00.
Now let's think about this. We started this whole thing during the pandemic. So 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, we are entering our 5th year of doing this crap.
It is true. It is true.
June
8th of 2020 is when we started. Officially doing movies.
And I think I started attending several months later. It was probably late summer, so.
And
I linked that story in the Facebook chat if you want to look at it, Eric.
Oh, I'll check that out. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's the Long Pond sessions, the Long Pond studio sessions. I was guessing that's what it is. Hundreds of copies. That's crazy. Okay, I got to go to Cutstown. Where is Cutstown?
Well, it's sold out now.
It's on the eastern side of the state.
I was going to say that's in Berks County, Pennsylvania. No, I actually waited out at 3 a.m. to get a copy of this record. So I actually do. It's selling for about $150 now.
Okay, so it's not insane money.
No, it's not. But if you found that you had hundreds of copies of it left, the Swifties would.
There's an album I've been looking for years, and I've never seen a copy go below $100, which no way I'm willing to pay. At some point during the run of Newhart, they put out an album of stuff from the show, and the cover is a takeoff on Sgt. Pepper, which has the cast members posing, and yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was only given out to cast and crew, so it's pretty rare.
Oh, wow. Well,
I did see Caryata's coming back in 2024.
Caryata will be back, and we're doing it a totally different style. We're doing it, Rafi and I, together in the same room at the same time.
Wow.
And we're going to record extra footage of things we'll put in the podcast.
You're going to be spooning the entire time.
In a secret, undisclosed location.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
From their lair.
Yes. We'll be, my son's going to help us produce the first one.
Oh,
that's awesome.
Is Rafi
you got to be careful. You got to be careful.
Is Rafi jazzed about seeing the Ferrari movie?
Oh yeah, so our whole
good.
Cars and Coffee group got a private screening on Thursday. We're going to go see it.
Yeah, it looks good from what I've seen.
Yeah, it should be pretty good.
You got to be careful though. If your son's recording you, he's going to be putting cat filters on you, and
we'll see.
That might help.
So yeah, Caryata will be new and improved. Starting the first Saturday of the year, so a week from Saturday.
Oh, wow. Cool. So much to look forward to in 2024 already.
Time Cop.
Time Cop. And a musical. Come on. What more could you ask for?
I mean, one's got Tick Tick Boom in it. One's got Tick Tick Time Cop. So there you go.
Oh, yes, we're in the tease in our movie watching. Both of these were on my short list. Obviously, my choice was on my short list, but I had a Time Cop on there as well of movies that I was going to suggest. So
I only saw it once many years ago. I just remembered Jean-Claude Van Damme as being.
If you forget, if it's not Jean-Claude Van Damme, it's probably a better movie. But this literally, I think, is his best movie. And I think money-wise,
you're basically saying it could have been a better movie, but the lead holds it back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would say, I mean, most one of the reasons Bruce Willis did so well as an action star is because most action stars are not good actors. You know, you got Steven Seagal, Jean-Claude Van Damme, even Schwarzenegger's really not a very good actor. So Willis actually could act.
Yeah. Bruce Willis would have been great in this movie, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
I think Hard Target's a pretty good Van Damme movie. The one where it's set in Louisiana, that's a pretty good.
Yeah, that one's not bad. That one's not bad. I think gross wise, this movie is his highest grossing film. It's his most successful.
Yeah,
it's his most successful film, and it launched a franchise. I mean, they did. Jason Lee did was it Jason Lee?
Yeah,
did the sequel,
and either that or Jason Segel, one or the other.
They did a half a season of a TV show that was horrible, but it's a really good concept. The Time Enforcement Commission, the TEC.
Wasn't that almost like the Loki?
A little bit.
I need to leave now. Yeah,
we're all done.
No.
Yeah.
I think we're done.
Yeah, it's just good. Okay.
Yes. Good night. Thank you.
Bye, Amanda.
I think we're going to say goodbye to everybody.
Yeah.
I think we can.
Happy New Year.
Happy New
Year. Party on. We'll see you guys when we look at this. Good luck. All right, we'll see you next Tuesday night. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
In case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.